I can only imagine what it will be like when me and you go gardening in the night. I can only imagine what is going on, Patriot Gardeners. This is your buddy Murdock. And well, it's about 8:30 at night here in Arizona. And well, it's time to do some gardening. It's finally dropped down to about 90 degrees, so we can go ahead and get started and get on to some business at hand. Well, tonight, I've got a special edition for you. I've actually been experimenting with some soil mixes, doing some in the cups and trying them under the UV lights. You can catch that in some of our other videos and on our Telegram channel. And I've actually come up with a really, really good mix for in-pot use and even transplanting into in-ground. And I've had phenomenal results. The growth that I've had under these lights has been absolutely amazing. They love the soil. It's got plenty of nutrients. It's hardened up enough that you can actually use it outdoors, indoors. I'm just really happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and share that with you tonight. What I've got going on is I'm using some of our Kellogg, our raised bed and potting mix, this Organic Plus. And I really like this raised bed mix. This is one of the primary ingredients in a lot of my raised beds that I use. And honestly, I can't rave enough about it. And they don't sponsor me. They don't give me any kind of free anything. I just kind of tell you what really works. Now, this is something that was recommended by them, and I have been checking it out for the last couple months, and it's amazing. It actually provides a lot of the peat organic material, because, I mean, let's be realistic, indoor potting soil is about 50% or more peat moss, and right now a 2 cubic foot cube of peat moss at Home Depot is about $27, and this here is $8. So do the math, folks. This is about 60-70% peat. So it's got some perlite, some vermiculite. It's even got some food with it. And it is also, let me get down here so the shadow's not covering it. Let's see if I can open this up. Most of the Kellogg's products are OMRI listed. Now, I've talked about this before. When you see that label, you're pretty much 100% guaranteed that every single component that went into that product was 100% organic. So, you know, if you're really wanting to be serious about getting some good soil, a good, healthy starting mix, I highly recommend it. So for this mix, for the indoor potting mix and for the outdoor potting transplants, we're going to be up potting some tomatoes. I've got a couple apple trees, some good stuff. And I've got French fry. Hi, French fry. Hey, say hi to the Patriot Gardeners. Say, hi, Patriot Gardeners. So, for this mix, you're going to want 1 bag of raised bed and potting mix, the Organic Plus. This is 2 cubic feet. You're going to want 1 bag, all natural indoor potting mix, the Organic Plus. This is the 25 quart bag. To those 2 bags, you're going to add about 1/4 of a bag of black gold earthworm castings. And if you've never used earthworm castings, well, my friend, you're in for a treat. This is really, really good stuff. And again, look right there. There's that OMRI label. Then we're going to add to this mixture, we're going to add 1.5 cups of our azomite. This is another trace mineral that I cannot speak highly enough. Oh, and would you look at that? OMRI listed. Imagine that. So then, to this, because we're putting tomatoes in here, we're going to go ahead and add some bone meal. This does have the Omni label on the back. This high yield bone meal, it's 010-0, and this is actually going to help with the blossom end rot issues that people are having. Some people throw eggshells and stuff like that, and there's some other stuff in here I'll get to, but I highly recommend adding some of this. And last but not least, we've added some of these Job's Organics vegetable and tomato. There's your little Omni listing. Granular plant food. This is a slow release. It'll last about 2 months, maybe 3 if you're lucky with tomatoes. And what that's going to do is that's going to continuously feed. Now what we've done is the ingredients that I've listed, and let's see, what did we put in here? It was 2 cups of this. So we've got 1 bag of that, 1 bag of that, about a cup and a half of that, 1/4 of a bag, maybe you could even go to half a bag if you really wanted a rich blend of the earthworm castings, cup, maybe 2 cups of the vegetable and tomato granular plant food, and at least a cup of the bone meal. Then you're going to come over to your wonderful kiddie pool that is available on clearance at Ace Hardware and a lot of other places, because let's face it, fall's coming on, for about $2. This is the best soil mixing unit I could ever imagine. You could use a shovel in it, you could dig in it. This is the 3rd year I've used this thing. I just throw it in the garage when I'm not using it, keep it out of the sun, and it's good to go. Anyways, to that mix, I'm going to add about a cubic foot to a cubic foot and a half of my own organic compost. Now, whatever compost you want to use, that's perfectly fine. If you use fully composted manure, I highly suggest you only use about half a cubic foot, simply because it's still pretty hot typically. And I would highly also suggest you test your compost for germination. I'll link another video to that in the description of this video. But anyways, we mix that all together in our kiddie pool here, and what we get is just this black gold. It is just amazing. It is so full. I mean, if you could smell this, it just smells so earthy and so just like you would want your garden to smell. There's just so much organic matter in this, the earthworm castings, the plant food, the bone meal, all that good stuff in all the pots. And this is going to feed these guys for about a month. Honestly, 2 months if I really had to for these tomatoes in this pot. These are half-gallon pots, and that's because I'm going to be keeping them under the lights and then putting them outside and starting the hardening process. All of that being wrapped up and said, what do you say we plant something? Huh? So, we've got a couple pots, we've got a couple plants here, and I wanted to show you guys this too. Ooh. Using the little double cup method that I've been using indoors, I wanted to show you guys this. So this tomato plant's really not that old. Neither one of these guys are. Just a few weeks old in our red solo cup. But I want you to take a look at the roots. Oh, there it finally is. It's coming out the bottom of the cup already. And I gave these guys a little water to aid in this transplant process. So we're going to fill our little containers up about 2/3 of the way full. That's it. The reason we're going to do that is because we're going to want to feed them later on as we go. So we're going to go ahead and take our handy dandy digging tool here and reach in our pot and make a real nice deep depression, because we want those roots to settle down. And I'm about to show you guys a real neat trick on how to prevent root shock, especially with your tomato plants. So we got that one dug out, you know, a good 3-4 inches, and just kind of press the soil up against the side. as we dig down. Do, 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 do. All right. Now, I think we're going to go ahead and do this. This is our Patriot tomato trees. And boy, they are ready to go on a new home. So we're going to go ahead and be separating these two. So I get a 2-for-1 video. I get to show you guys about transplanting these tomatoes, and I get to show you about separating them. So let's see if I can do this. Do, 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 do. Oh, there we go. All right, so what I'm going to be doing is taking my little tomato plant here, and I'm going to be turning it over, just like you see. Putting my fingers right between it, and give it a little squeeze on all sides, and it's just going to fall right on out with those roots. Let's see if we can get a close-up of that. Look at that. Woo-wee. All right, so very gently, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these guys and just kind of wiggle them back and forth apart. And there we go. Let's see if I can do this. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have our baby little tomato plant with its roots all hanging out here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pop him right down in here. And before we do anything else, we're going to reach right up here and we're going to pinch this little leaf off. And then we're going to actually smush him down just a little tiny bit. Now, instead of filling that in with dirt, what we're going to do is we're going to take our little pot filled with rainwater that we collected the other night, and we're going to go around the edge and look at what's happening. Do, 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 do. It is filling in all those gaps, and you can actually see the plant is rocking back and forth and settling a little bit. And by you not forcing dirt all the way around it, that soil has just naturally settled right down with those roots and actually dropped them perfectly without tearing them apart like you would if you push dirt down on top of them. Pretty neat tip, huh? So, one down, one to go. Let's get this other one in here real quick. And when you're doing this, you know, you do want to be kind of quick. I mean, we're making a video here because, well, I'm trying to show you guys what's going on. But you really do want to get these guys from here and in. I mean, their roots are okay with getting a little bit of air, but the longer they're exposed to lights and, you know, other things, the worse off it is. Now, you could, because this plant is in the nightshade family, you could plant this about halfway up that stem right there. And all of those little hairs, I don't know if you can see those, that are on the stem of that tomato plant. If those make contact with soil, those will turn into roots and make a bigger root ball. But I think that for a couple weeks old, I think we're doing just fine. So, we're going to go ahead and pop this guy right down in here. Actually give him one little dig down in there. There we go. Get him settled up. Give him a little smush down, just to make sure the bottom of that's making contact. And here we go. We're going to go around the edge for all that dirt that we piled up with our hands. And as old Alabama gardener used to say, water it well and watch it grow. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. As far as transplanting is transplanting. This video was more to show off the double cup system that we've got going on underneath the lights, and to show you it's not just an anomaly. I can reach right over here and grab this set of tomato plants, pull them, oh boy, I didn't even realize, pull those out, and you can see, I'm trying to get it to focus, there we go. Those are hanging out of that cup like 10 inches. Oh my goodness, everybody, let's see if I can get a hold of it. Oh, look, it's one of my little garden army buddies. Hi, little garden army buddy. Hey, look at, there's a tomato plant right here. Look at, oh, there you go. Or do you want to hang out and say hi? This is probably, that is so cool. Thank you so much, Heavenly Father, for sending this little guy. This is probably one of the best garden, like just warriors you could ever possibly imagine. In its lifetime, this little praying mantis will eat thousands of bugs. And I let a whole bunch go. Some of you guys saw the videos. Yes, you did. Did you just nod? Yep. Yep. All right. Very cool. Let's put this guy right here on this tomato plant. There you go. Grab a hold. What? Do you want to hang out? There you go. That is so cool. Absolutely neat. But like I was saying, this video was more about the actual soil mix that I had going on. The results that I got with this, using this raised bed potting mix and the indoor potting mix, were phenomenal. The root growth was exceptional. And I mean, we've got potatoes grown from one shoot, one little tiny eye, that are just, I mean, a week old, and they're already looking like this. And we've got hundreds that are going to be starting from the potatoes. And I mean, we've got everything you can possibly imagine. All these apple trees, all these different tomatoes. So, anyways, Patriots, hopefully this helps. And if you have any questions, you can always leave a comment below. And I'll get back and respond usually within a day or two. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't already, come check us out over on Telegram. We have one of the best groups of Patriot gardeners you could ever imagine. The amount of knowledge is unmatched and unsurpassed. It is just incredible. So anytime you want to come grow with us, you're always welcome. Hope to see you there. Patriots, love you all. Have a really great night. God bless, and Murdock out.